Okay. Today we are going to look at some current issues going on across the globe, especially the African continent. And my name is Aji Freddy Fumpong, a tutor at Collins Senior High School, teaching history, social studies, and government in relations. Just recently, you've seen some countries trying to drive away some foreigners who owns business in their countries, and talking of this, South Africa is of no exemption. Today we are going to look at some videos going on whereby the South African citizens are saying one Ghanaian man should go back to his country, and seeing settings is a sad thing, it's a sad story, and we will delve deep into what is going on. But before then, producer, give me the video of the Ghanaian man who was being queried by some South Africa citizens on the means to show out why he is in South Africa, and the need to also go back to his homeland, Ghana. Okay, producer, I'm waiting for you. Okay, so see the image there, that image over there. You see, I know the sound is not coming, but to talk about it is very disgusting and is very sad. Because we have a union that need to unify all African countries, that is African unity. Yes, formerly known as OAU, that's Organization of African Unity. And this thing, driving citizens, or let me say foreigners, from one's home country, it didn't just start, it has been in existence long, and the implication towards that is very let me say unpleasant. The implication that brings about that it limits development right after their vacation from the country. And we can start from the case of Ghana. You see, Ghana started it. Ghana as a country started. Most Ghanaians do not know, but as a historian and as a politician alongside, I think today to enlighten most Ghanaians on how it came by and the implication that brought to Ghana. And this thing, at the end of it will deter the South Africans, and it will caution them whether it will be good for them to drive foreigners away or to keep foreigners in their country. You see, right back in '69 under Busia regime, when most foreigners were dwelling in Ghana, with the majority as Nigerians. You see, right after Nkrumah initiating the idea of bringing African countries together, aiding them to gain independence, you see, the commission of OAU in '63, just some, let me say, 4 years down the line, or let me say 6 years down the line, that's '69, '63, '69, then what we got to know was all foreigners who leave to their country, and it was very bad under Busia, right? Then time FIFA was the head of state and Busia was the head of governance, and we all know what took place. Indeed hurt some countries a lot. For example, Nigeria was a victim of that deportation of what? Their citizens. Because most Nigerians were in Ghana and they had big houses, they had big business, but they were just given 2 weeks to vacate Ghana. And it was, see, you having your family somewhere and you are asked to leave Ghana with an immediate effect. See how you feel and how unpleasant it be. Very bad. And they had no choice than to vacate Ghana. And you see, today when you come to Ghana, most of the big buildings, or let me say historic buildings in our market squares were being owned by Nigerians, right? Looking at that, right after their deportation, Ghana didn't become Ghana as it is. So for that matter, they came in a champion who used military, let me say, intervention to capture the country, right? And in somewhere 1975, because of what was going on in Africa, especially in that of West Africa, then we were forced to form another union known as ECOWAS, that is 75, Economic Community of West African States, because there had been, let me say, disintegration because of one's self-country and one's, let me say, law for his own country. So there was a need for us to reunite, and that came ECOWAS in 75. It didn't end there. Such things also happened in Nigeria. It happened in Nigeria under Shakiri. It happened in Nigeria. I stand to be corrected. And his regime that time, Jerry John Rawlings was the president of Ghana, and they even developed some bag known as Ghana Must Go. In their case, it seems it was somehow economic hardship that step in, let me say, Nigeria, and another factor that caused that was also political, because we know that the president in Nigeria then time was a friend of Liman, who was the upon president of the state, overthrown by Jerry John Rawlings. So in order to tarnish or punish the current president Jerry John Rawlings, he asked all Ghanaians to leave Nigeria. And the most, let me say, cool aspect of it was that, you know, the Ghanaians in Nigeria never built houses like the Nigerians did in Ghana. So it was easy for them to be conveyed back to Ghana. And looking at that, because it has a political sentiment, Jerry John Rawlings was also very careful in how to receive his citizens back. So talk of it, Ghanaians suffered a lot. Ghanaians suffered a lot. And you see, it is very bad when you establish yourself in one's country and all of a sudden you are asked to vacate, or let me say you are asked to return back home unprepared. And Jerry John, most Ghanaians died during the time that US said Ghanaians should come back to Ghana. We don't know whether it was a payback or something else. We don't know, but we will acknowledge it as such. Because in politics, we always say your friend is your friend, and your friend's enemy is your enemy. So when Jerry John Rawlings overtook Liman, then his friend got angry, and for that matter, Ghanaians should come back. Very bad, and it's a sad story. During that time, because Jerry John too had political, let me say, sentiment and political, let me say, I don't know how to put it, but because he was dealt into politics, he also mechanized some strategy, and he also recognized maybe it was a setup so that the military, as let me say, depot of Nigeria will enter into Ghana. But the idea was not that. But since he thought to that extent, most Ghanaians lost their life because they will choke at the borders. So later, after his investigation, he allowed Ghanaians to come in, and let me say, let's weigh and measure the life we lost during that deportation. Very bad, very bad. Who knows? Among those who died, if we could have gotten a president out of them, we could have gotten an engineer out of them, we could have gotten a nurse out of them, but to no avail because they were dead. Very bad. And today we are seeing similar thing in South Africa. Host, I want to see that picture again. We are seeing this thing in South Africa. We are seeing this thing in South Africa. This is a Ghanaian man who is being queried simply because he is in South Africa. Now, one thing I want to talk about is we are all one people. Looking at how the economy of Nigeria came down, how the economy of Ghana came down, Ghana used to have a vibrant economy. Nigeria used to boast of a vibrant economy, but why not today? So the South Africans, to my best of knowledge, we are all one people. And besides, if they take this harsh step on foreigners, I'm not a prophet of doom, but I can boldly say maybe in 5 years time, South Africa will not be South Africa we see. Because right after Ghana's independence, Ghana was Ghana. Ghana was a better place to live because most African countries migrated to Ghana. But right after driving them, Ghana never became Ghana. When Nigeria discovered oil, the economy was very high. Most foreigners came in. To that extent, even some people just have to pass through Nigeria and travel abroad because the Nigeria currency was higher than even dollars and what? Pounds. But Ghana must go, other African countries must go, eventually brought the economy down. And let's see Nigeria today. So South Africans, with all apology, let South Africa be as it is. And if South Africa will be as it is, the idea of driving all foreigners out of the country should stop. The xenophobic attack going all up and down should be stopped. Other than that, some years you can see themselves as other African countries who are suffering. In how to govern their states. It's very bad. It's very pathetic hearing such a thing. And besides, since we all agree to come together as our brothers, their sisters, right? Their siblings. Because we quite remember how Ghana stood behind South Africa when the time of apartheid, whereby there were racial segregation between we the blacks and that of the whites. Very bad. So today, everything Ghana did for South Africa, should it be in vain? The answer is no. Is it our payback? The answer is no. The answer is no. If Ghana was able to stand vividly behind South Africa in gaining independence and also fighting for some social and political rights during the time of apartheid, then I don't think the best reward South Africa should give to Ghana is to say Ghanaians should be out of South Africa. Very bad. As I see, it's an appeal to their president. It's an appeal to their stakeholders that with the power invested in them, they should communicate to their civilians on how Ghana has been good to South Africa. And for that matter, we are one people, and they should free us so that we can also help develop their country. We are not tarnishing their country. We are rather working to increase their GDP, to increase their revenue, and also to increase the value of their currency. Without us, I don't think South Africa will boast of the economy they are having today. So I urge their president to stand vividly for foreigners in South Africa, and it's a must thing that foreigners in South Africa will put on a better behavior to uplift the economy of South Africa. Either than that, when this attack continues, South Africa will not be a better place to live some years ahead. It's a political kind thing, it's economic kind thing, but together it's in governance. So for a better governance, we need to coordinate for unification of Africa. We need to be each brother's keeper. So for that matter, Nigeria's brother is Ghana, Ghana's brother is Senegal, Senegal's brother is Zambia. We are all one people. Stick to the ambition, the aim, the goal of the union that we have all accepted to be together. The confederation we have formed, and I'm certain the AU comprises of Ghana, South Africa, Nigeria, and most African countries. Unity, we move. Unity, we stand. Unity, the black is identified.